Everybody today. My name's Ruth Nicklin. I'm head of biology at Esher College, and joining me in the session today is Seema Madan and Mark Horton, who are within the chemistry department. Seema is head of chemistry. So I thought I'd just start by sharing my screen, a little bit about A-level biology. I know you're probably quite keen in asking questions. So what I'll do is I'll just briefly go through A-level biology and then a little bit about BTEC Applied Science. And then Seema will carry on with chemistry. And then if you have any questions at any point, please do ask them in the chat. And then afterwards, we'll kind of keep our eye out and then hopefully be able to answer your questions on the chat. So briefly, A-level biology, we cover Edexcel, Salters, Nuffield, so the SNAB syllabus. The topics are on the screen that we generally cover. Very similar to GCSE, just in a lot more detail and depth. The exams are 3 papers at the end of year 13, or we call it 6-2 here. They're all 2 hours long and they're a combination of the different topics. We run various different trips. So one for an ecological field trip, London Zoo, and we also have lots of different enrichment opportunities, such as the medics, vets and dentists group as well, to support students with applications to university. Many core practicals, 18 in total, that we deliver, but also others as well. And we have lots of different supports available in the department, such as past paper club and lunchtime clinics. So that's A-level biology in a very quick whistle-stop tour. I'll just quickly go over to BTEC Applied Science. So BTEC Applied Science offers a fantastic opportunity for students who predominantly maybe want to do more coursework-based subject. The course entails biology, chemistry, and physics. There are more, it's more biology heavy in the sense that we have optional units which cover biology. If I just show you this part here, this is where the extended certificate would be. So that would be one A-level equivalent. It's 4 lessons a week. And as you can see, it's 58% exam and 42% coursework. Whereas the diploma would be the entirety of where it says year 1 and year 2. So it's a combination of exam and coursework. At the bottom, we get queries quite a lot about how does it relate to A-level. So you can see a lot of universities, or majority these days, will accept students with UCAS points. So as you can see here, a distinction star at BTEC would equate to 56 UCAS points, which is the same as an A-star equivalent. Right, so those are the kind of the 2 general kind of overviews of the courses. Seema, I don't know if you want to carry on with a bit about chemistry, and I'll try and keep an eye on some of the chat as well. Okay, I'll stop sharing screen now.
Thank you, Ruth. Hi, everyone. My name is Seema, and I am head of chemistry here at Esher College. We do have 2 other members of staff in the department. Mark is one of them who's actually with me today, and another member of staff is Kelly. Similar to the information that Ruth has given you about A-level biology, I just want to give you a quick overview of how things run actually in A-level chemistry. We offer A-level chemistry with exam board of OCR-A specification that we use. There are 6 modules in total, and the titles of the modules are on the screen for you. There are a number of extracurricular activities that we offer to our students. The range of it is already given on here, which is starting from chemistry in action event. We have online and in-person interactive talks by different specialists from different universities. We organize trip to Fuller's Brewery where they're able to see how alcohol is made. We run different type of exams such as Chemistry Cambridge and Chemistry Olympiad. We run competitions such as Young Analyst Award, and we organize lab days for students either with Southampton or with the UCL. We have 3 exams at the end of A-level. The title for these exams are on the board, and I can share more details if required. We run a number of support sessions for our students every other day, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. During lesson 4, we make ourselves available to support students. And from January onwards, we generally tend to run past paper clubs for the students as well. Really proud to announce our last year results, which was 100% pass rate, with 20% of our students gaining A-star and 73.8% of students achieving A-star to B. Our destination data suggests that about 95% of students started science-related courses and 52% students started courses which required a very high grade in chemistry, which is A*. So that's all about A-level chemistry. At this point, if you have any questions related to biology, chemistry, or BTEC applied science, please feel free to put them in the chat window and we take turns to then answer those questions. Thank you.
Okay, let's go down the list then. So yeah, our A* grades at A-level biology were 14% and 100% for pass rate. What are the minimum grades for A-level biology? The minimum grades for A-level biology required is we normally look for a GCSE in chemistry of a 6, ideally maths as a 6 and biology as a 6, or it could be a 6-7 or a 6-6 at combined science. Let's keep going.
I think there is a question about unified paper. The unified paper is applicable in chemistry, which is kind of a combined application paper, which takes into account all the 3 different parts of chemistry, which is inorganic, physical, and organic. And the questions are generally based around either the practical skills or a pure application of the 3 streams of chemistry.
Okay, I see Jacob here. So do you advise to also take maths if taking chemistry, or is a decent pass in GCSE maths okay? What do you think, Seema?
Maths is a highly recommended subject with chemistry because in A-level chemistry, we do get quite a lot of specification content, which is based around mathematical skills. And if students are doing A-level maths alongside, it kind of enhances their ability to process data quite quickly, have those kind of skills which enable them to get a better grade in A-level chemistry. We do get about 60% of our students who would take maths alongside chemistry. So it's a highly recommended subject, but we do get some students who actually get quite high grade in maths and they have got that kind of ability to be successful in A-level chemistry without taking maths, but it's definitely highly recommended.
Okay, we have another question here. How many hours a week of chemistry or biology studies if chosen? So it will be 4 lessons a week. So that's each lesson is 65 minutes. So and that would be for each subject. So biology you'd have 4 lessons a week, as chemistry you would. In biology we split it between, so you'd have 2 teachers. One teacher would teach one topic and one teacher the other. How much homework is given for chemistry?
We do generally give, every lesson is going to be followed by a lesson homework. And at the end of every topic, they then given a topic homework and they're also given an exam booklet and also stretch and challenge task, which is expected to be completed by the time we finish a topic. So homework is obviously, lesson homework is given for cementing their learning, whereas a topic homework and exam booklet is obviously given to help them improve their exam technique. So every lesson definitely is going to be, this is all in line with what we actually expect our students to be having 10 hours of extended learning, which they should be doing in addition to the lesson time that they're having, which is about 4.25 hours of their lesson time.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying to keep up with all the chat comments. I do apologize if I've missed you. I think I've missed one. Is the teaching lecture style or more classroom style? I think it's very much still classroom style. We're very interactive with our students. We assess whether or not they've understood things at certain points. So yes, if that's what you mean by classroom style, it's not kind of we just kind of talk at them and they're getting on with their work. There is a lot of interaction there and supporting them. What links more to sports development and coaching, biology or applied science? You'd probably have to speak to, if you come in on enrolment time, you would be able to, or before that, you'd probably be able to speak to somebody in the PE department, but both would be great. I think biology, if you're looking specifically at human biology, there's a little bit less limited on human biology aspect in the applied science unit, but it's not to say that you can't do applied science and still do sports development as well. So yeah, any further questions on that, you'd probably maybe need to speak to the PE department. What is the class size for chemistry?
Right, Annabelle, our class sizes in chemistry generally tends to vary between 14 to 16. So we have got quite a small size which actually allows us to have quite a good interaction with the students on a regular basis and provide them with the relevant feedback and support that is obviously is required for them to achieve the best potential in chemistry.
Okay, next one. So, sorry, Seema.
Fine.
So what are the homework coursework levels like in biology? So in biology, we do a thing called flip learning. So we ask the students to do preparatory work before they turn up to the lesson. Say they learn the structure of the heart, what's a ventricle, atria, and they know the basics. So when they turn up to the lesson, they're prepared, and then we can assess their understanding, reteach anything they don't understand, and then give them exam questions that would kind of stretch and challenge them further. We may give them extra homework, but in a sense, we would give them 2.5 hours per teacher. So in a sense, they would have 5 hours a week. It sounds quite a lot, but actually it's not, because they have quite a lot of frees during their day. So they could go to the library, they could come to one of our clinics. So some students would finish maybe a lot of their homework in college if they were very organized. So the coursework for biology, there isn't actually any coursework anymore. The only thing that they have to do is the core practicals, which is a practical aspect of, or 18 practicals that we would assess internally. And then if we feel that they have the correct skills for all these different practicals, then we would pass them, and they would have a pass for the practical endorsement. Next question. So Jack, how would I cope coming from combined science? Absolutely fine. I don't know whether or not that's to biology or chemistry, but I know from a biology perspective, we have lots of students from combined science. That we have other support if there's things that maybe in your syllabus you didn't cover in as much detail. I've taught GCSE a lot, combined and the separate sciences, and I can tell you from my specification that there isn't much difference really in the amount of depth that you would have known from separate science to combined. We do have other resources. It's called Head Start to A-level biology, which is a great textbook that kind of bridges the gap as well. So we do provide support for anything in that sense. Next one. If you were doing double award science, is it hard? Okay, same thing, I think, on that one. Can you do A-level biology alongside BTEC sport? Yes. Yep, that's fine. Yep, you can do that as long as you meet the entry requirements. Do you offer 1-year AS A-level in chemistry, Seema?
Right. We normally don't offer AS level in chemistry just as a starting point of it, but sometimes when students have been enrolled for A-level chemistry and we believe that they haven't been able to cope with the demand of the course, and there is a less chance of them to be able to reach their potential in A-level chemistry, is only at that point is only offered to a handful of students. Even when I say handful of students, I would say maximum out of the whole cohort, we probably will have 1 or maximum 2 students who would then be actually enrolled for AS level in chemistry, but they will have then something else as a top up. So they are able to then still get the maximum UCAS points, which is possible for them to then make progression onto the university courses. While we are here, I could echo what Ruth said earlier about the combined science. If you're coming from combined science, we do have enough support available in the department to be able to bridge that gap. Likewise, we have, as Ruth said, there is an A-level Head Start to Biology. There is definitely a similar kind of book available, which is known as Head Start to Chemistry, which helps you to cover the topics which could have been covered as part of the triple science. But even if you haven't covered those, it doesn't give you much of a disadvantage, because every topic that we start as a good recap of whatever you have done in GCSE. So we do cover those content in the lesson time for you to be able to bridge that gap quite effectively.
Okay, thanks, Seema. So, Annabelle, do you recommend studying biology or chemistry, or both, as I'd like to study food science and nutrition at university? Again, this style of question, I think biology and chemistry go really well together. There's a lot of biochemistry within biology, and when students want to go down a path of something specifically in science, yes, they work very well. Whether or not they're strictly needed for food science, I don't know, Seema, if you know this or not, but you might want to maybe email in or ask or come when you come to enrollment, just to fine tune or to answer that question specifically, or just look at UCAS, look at the website and see what they are accepting, or what you need to do. But yes, they do go hand in hand very well. Here we go. So I've got, can you put biology side back up as it was covered for, can you put biology side back up as, I'm thinking, I think, are you trying to say that you would like to maybe put it as a backup as a course? So what I would recommend is if it's very tricky for this. If you really wanted to do biology, then obviously go for it and you enroll onto biology. By kind of putting it up as a course that you may want to do could restrict others from entering the course. It's not to say you shouldn't do it, but it's just also if you then consider in the first few weeks that you really don't want to do biology, and then you're kind of looking around for a course change, you may not always get your option because the other courses that you want to go on to might be full. So I would always think about, what do you really want to do? Wait until you get your results, come to enrollment and have your final discussion about what you really want to do, and then go for the choices that you feel, 99.9% or even 100% that you want to do. I've got, what is the max size for biology? Yeah, our maximum classes never go over 20. That's usually our like top limit. And this year we haven't reached that. So I'd say one of our classes is 19, but we've got anything from 15 up to 19. So it doesn't go more than 20. If you want to be a nurse, is applied science a good subject to take? Yes. So nursing, applied science. I've got a few students. One wants to be a nurse. One is going to be a midwife. So there's also health and social care if you're interested, that you may want to have a look at as well. I'm sorry, I'm rushing through these a little bit. Helen, if they aren't doing maths, will they reduce their chances of a good grade? If they do, e.g., biology, chemistry, psychology, or politics, or history, um, no, you don't have to do maths. It's not a requirement to do maths for chemistry and biology. Seema might want to speak specifically a little bit more about maths with chemistry. For biology, there is quite a lot of maths content, and some students do struggle if they don't consider how much maths is involved. But we do have students in biology that don't do maths. So Seema, what are your thoughts on that?
Mark, do you want to take that question?
Okay, yeah. As I think Seema might have mentioned, about 2/3 of our students are doing maths with their chemistry A level. As for the ones that are not, a lot of them do get through with very good grades. We've had A's and A stars and things like that. What I might say is the students who are doing chemistry without doing maths have to work a bit harder, because they've got to cope with the maths as well as the chemistry, whereas the ones doing maths are getting more practice with the maths. So it's perfectly possible, but you have to be prepared to work a little bit harder than some of the other students.
Okay, lovely. Sophia, what about careers could biology and chemistry help with? So there's a huge raft of different, anything from zoology up to biomedical science. I don't know, Seema, how about yourself? Like I could get the destination data up. There's quite a few different
Yeah, I
destinations.
reckon with chemistry, it just opens up a huge amount of pathways for you. Just having chemistry on your program, every single medical related field is open for you, whether it is some traditional courses such as medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, biochemistry that you want to do. Obviously, you have to do biology alongside if you want to do biochemistry, but it doesn't limit you for the medical related courses. It opens up pathways for anything you want to go into. Could it be marketing or accounting? But yes, I would encourage you to actually combine chemistry with either one of the sciences or with maths, which is the most preferred combination. And that just opens up an unlimited amount of options at universities. If you have done A-level chemistry and you came up with a good grade, you automatically becomes a preferred candidate for universities because they know that you have actually proved yourself in a very challenging A-level, and they would want to take you on regardless of the course that you've actually applied for. So it's definitely an advantage. Yes.
Thank you, Seema. Steve, is independent study done at home or at school? I think, I don't know if you're relating this to biology. So our independent homework would be done. You can do it at college or you can do it at home. It's up to you. You have study periods, whether or not you want to use them for like what type of study you want to. But yeah, that would be kind of classed as homework. Eve, I've said this before, maybe, sorry, you might have just joined. What was the entry requirements for biology? So you need a 6 in separate, we need 6 in biology and separate science, or a 6 in combined, or preferably a 6 in maths. Next one, would this class be relevant for engineering? A class, I'm assuming you think biology or chemistry. Depends what strand of engineering you're thinking of, but Seema, how about yourself with engineering? I think it's more with chemistry, I think.
Yeah, I think if you're just keeping biology and chemistry, the field that engineering field that becomes open to you is the chemical engineering. If you are thinking of any other engineering, then I think you definitely need to have physics and maths on your program. And that means you are obviously then open to a large number of engineering fields for that. But if you're just keeping chemistry and you don't have any other sciences, then chemical engineering is the only option that becomes available.
Thank you. Okay, Askar asked, can we do BTEC Science with business and IT? Yes, perfectly fine. With BTEC Science, you could do the extended certificate, which is 1 A-level equivalent. So therefore you'd have 2 other options, or you could do the diploma, which is a double, 2 A-level equivalent, and you'd have an option of 1 other. So I've got students that would do maybe the diploma and then IT BTEC, or another A-level. You can mix BTECs with A-levels, which is really lovely. So some people prefer to have, say for sport, they'll have A-level PE, and then maybe they'll have the diploma. Or we've got a student on the diploma who's doing A-level maths. So there's a whole variety you can do there. Also, you say, can I apply for biology? And if I don't get enough grades, I want to go, and what do I do for biomedical? You can do biomedical science with A-level biology, with BTEC applied science. You just have to look at the establishment that is going to be running the course. So you just need to have a look at whether or not they accept UCAS points, which majority do, or they specifically ask for A-levels. So that's something that you could go and just maybe have a look at. Ruben, what alternatives are available if I don't make the grades? So some students maybe come to us looking for chemistry or biology, and there are lots of other options and enrolment that you may want to consider. BTEC Applied Science is a fantastic opportunity whereby if you kind of just slightly don't hit that 6 or the 6 in maths, either for say chemistry or biology, you can with applied science. So it's a 4 in sciences for applied science, and also a 4 in maths. So this opens a great opportunity for students to study science here if they don't meet the entry requirements for chemistry or biology. Trying to see if there's anything else.
I think there's another one. Could I choose first year AS level in chemistry and second year doing AS level in biology? I don't think that's an option that is available over here. When we enroll students for 3 A levels or 4, depending upon whatever profile you have for GCSE grades. The AS qualification is only available if you are not coping with the A-level qualification that you have. So that could be given to you as a top-up course, but that is only going to be available in the second year. None of the AS qualifications are going to be made available in the first year.
Okay, I did have a request to put the biology slide back. Seema, can you see that now? I think I've shared my screen.
Yeah, I
All right,
can.
sorry,
Yeah,
I'll just share it again. I'll just share. Yeah, so people can see that. Right, okay.
Yeah, I can.
And right, okay, perfect, right, okay. So let's just see if there were any other queries. So sorry, I'm trying to keep up with you. Okay, I think we've got to, yep, do ages vary in classes? So not really. So we have our first year students and then we have our second year students. So that they would probably, for I don't know, the age of like 16, 17 and 17, 18. So I think, Ruben, that's kind of, they wouldn't vary too much because we are per year. How common is it to take 4 A levels? You do, it is a bit of a struggle to take 4. You can take 4, you have to meet entry requirements to take 4, but what I would always say that a lot of universities don't require 4. They would look more for 3 good A levels than maybe 4 A levels, and maybe you didn't do too well in, because you might stretch yourself. You can obviously go for it if it's something you really want to do, but and we do have students here do take 4 A levels, but it's just a sense of there's a lot of it's just a lot of work to do. So, but again, that's something you can discuss at enrollment if it's something you really want to do.
Ruth, I think you missed a question which was about, will you accept a grade 5 maths, which is foundation maths in biology A level? Do you want to
Oh, no.
reply
Okay,
to that?
so no, we don't. So this is something really quite important you need to consider at where you are at school at the moment. If you go into the foundation paper, you can't get more than a 5, and in A-level biology, we don't accept a 5. So that's obviously a discussion that you could potentially have with school to see whether or not you could try out and do the higher paper. But then obviously you want to be able to get a grade at the end of your GCSE that's good for you. So I would suggest that you may go back to your school and maybe think about that one. We do ask for more than a 5, because historically, if a student had a 5, then they've just really struggled with the mathematical content on the course. So we've had to kind of up it to a 6 because of that. Okay.
I think I'll take the next question, which is about, does the chemistry course contains A-level maths or just GCSE higher maths? I would say in terms of the skill set, it is based around GCSE higher maths. But obviously we don't expect students to be actually using the content that is covered in A-level maths in A-level chemistry. It's just the skills that you actually develop by doing A-level maths alongside. It just makes your processing and understanding the demand of the mathematical side of it. It just makes it quicker and easier. But the level of maths that is required for you to do A-level chemistry, it is still based around GCSE higher level maths.
Lovely. The session is due to finish now. I don't know about you, Seema, but I'm happy just to answer maybe the questions that we have left.
Yeah, we can quickly go through
Yeah,
those.
that's fine. But okay, so if we maybe potentially, sorry to sound rude, but to maybe limit questions now, but we'd just like to answer the ones that are on here at the moment.
Yeah.
Does the career in law accept biology? Yes. So I've had students who have gone on to do law that did biology, so they will accept a good A level, and biology is one that they will be able to do. Seema, how about the next one? How is chemistry and biology at college
I
different?
would say chemistry or biology at college different to a sixth form. It's exactly the same. Our style of teaching is very much as you would be teaching in a school. We want to make our lessons very interactive. We give constant feedback to our students. So what we mean by that, if it is done in a college, it's not done in a lecture style. Our lessons are very much delivered as you were actually studying at GCSE level, or if you were attending your lessons in a school setting in general. So it's not going to be any different. But if you go to another, like an adult education college, they might have a different style of teaching, but our style of teaching is very much school based.
Okay. Can I study computer science if I get chemistry and computer science? So yeah, you can study computer science as long as there's no clashes with other subjects. Yes, you can study computer science as well. Um, so are there independent study sessions, or is it all just so yeah, the independent homework for biology is I think you get independent study sessions. So on your timetable, you get what we call freeze, and you can go and study yourself, obviously in the library or other places. And then yes, and then you could do your homework then. I'm going to finish off just in the last 5 questions. Ruben, I don't know about the requirements for sports. I don't know if sport are on tonight. You might want to join a room there. Kat, would you recommend doing chemistry when studying biology? I think we've already covered that, Kat, but yes, you can do biology with chemistry, but you don't have to do biology with chemistry. Claire, if I want to do biology and chemistry at A level, what grade do I need in maths? You need a 6. And just 2 more. Okay, just people keep asking. I do apologise. We do need to go in a second, so I will just answer a couple more. Is doing biology without taking another science or maths useful? I have students doing biology without maths and without chemistry. It's something that they enjoy, that they like doing. Okay, so Seema, are we okay to maybe finish now? Or
Yeah, I
yeah,
think because
yeah,
people might want to join other
yeah.
other subjects
Yeah.
and maybe get some answers. If you have any questions that you don't get a reply, we're more than happy to then, I think the marketing team will be getting back to you with any of the remaining questions that you might have.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all your questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Bye.